Hello, guys, and welcome to Week 10, 2026, Season 1 in the ARCA series. We're at Langley. This one is tough just because it's one of those slick tracks where you do not get proper heat into the tires until like lap 5 or 6. So the qualifying lap is like on eggshells. On the out lap and first lap, we're just trying to get enough heat into the tires without sliding around so we can run the qualifying lap. Yeah, you're going to have to back up the entry pretty good and pick up the throttle nice and slow. My settings, brake bias anywhere from 72 to 74. Steering ratio and offset for me are very weird. You definitely don't have to use these. There's nothing special about them. Use what you're comfortable with. That's the best advice I can give there. And the keys that I found to this track after lots of practice is just, a long light brake drag into the corner. You want to immediately after getting off the brake, pick up the throttle, to 40 to 60%. And then it's a slow increase from there. You're very rarely going to get full throttle here. On the Q lap, it happens a little bit. Race pace, you're probably not going to want to do it. You're going to spin the tires too much if you do that. So yeah, first lap, like I said, we're just going to try to get heat in the tires without spinning around. Let's go to cockpit view. Last week, I didn't make a Daytona video just because I didn't feel like I had anything new to add. And, I wasn't any better at it than anyone else, and I didn't have any good advice, really, that's not already out there. So rest assured, if I make a video, it's because, I at least think I have something new to add that's not out there, or, I have better tips or something. This run-up, I like to turn down early. Usually I like to stay wide on my run-ups, but I found if I turn down early here, it feels like I can get into turn 1 better. I started running better first sectors when I did that, which I don't really understand, but that's just something I learned after way too much practice here. I like to get in, like I said, that long light brake drag. I'm getting off the throttle just after the start-finish line. Here I'm starting to get off the throttle around that yellow sign. I'll show you what the far chase will go over a bit more. Turns 3 and 4 are very similar to 1 and 2, though. This track's very symmetrical. I do hit the wall, but it's after the start-finish line, so it's all good. Yeah, let's look at that far chase, and we'll break it down a little bit more. First with the run-up, just so you can see. Yeah, normally I wouldn't want to turn this much and like try to accelerate because it just usually doesn't work as good. But for whatever reason, when I get here and I've like been turning, it just seems a lot easier for me to hit this white checkered line, which is like my next target. You want to enter along this line. I kept trying to go lower because it just felt like more natural to me, but you just get too loose down there and you can't get on the throttle as early. So definitely stay up a bit higher. I started running much better times when I noticed that as well. And yeah, like I said, I start dropping the throttle between these two signs. I don't normally look for markers. I'm just letting you guys, know a reference. I'm usually just looking at the corner when it looks a certain way. I just know that's when I usually have to start, braking, getting off throttle. And yeah, make a beeline. I'm always kind of just aiming for that on my qualifying laps. You can hit the wall just after the line, just don't hit it before. Yeah, this is a tough one. This is probably the track that I've had to practice at the most before I felt like my times were decent. We run a 609 here. I really think if you run the 7s, you're going to be doing just fine. It took me a while to even get to the 7s. Yeah, this track is very punishing. One small mistake and it's, you're running a 15.9 and you thought you ran a pretty good lap. And it wasn't, just because it's very tough out here. You cannot overpower corner entry, so don't even try. He'll just spin because there's lack of grip. Anyway, I hope this is helpful, and I will see you guys next week. Definitely catch next week. We're at Phoenix. I'm a maniac at that track. I love it. The lap is crazy. You can overdrive the crap out of it. It's going to be a video that's going to make like proper racers like sick to their stomach when they see what I do to that car. Yeah, don't miss that one. I hope you have a good week. Let's qualify well. Let's finish well. I'll see you next time.